Welcome to another episode of the Anyone But Cam Offseason podcast. My name is Frankie, and sitting across the internet from me, or maybe standing, I don't know. Which one is it, Cam? Are you sitting or standing today?
Yesterday, man, I was skiing all day because I have skiing on Thursdays and recording on Friday.
Humble brag.
And yeah, well, not very humble, I'll be honest here. And dude, my body is beat, so I'm definitely sitting this time.
A lot of falls, or you just send it?
I was sending it pretty hard actually. I went for 180, didn't land it, but I went for it. So let's go. But like even my abs are sore today. It's weird.
How is the snow?
There was some fresh powder a couple days before we got there, so there was a lot of powder left over, but not a lot of like places to hit it where it was untouched. Yeah. So like some of it was choppy because it didn't run over a lot, but a lot of it was really nice.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, it's a good time. We did this thing. There's a ski cross course or snowboard cross course, which is like you go down it and it's got banked turns and you race side by side with like 4 people, and we raced down it. It was wild because like you had to like not hit other people while you're going down it. I got first on the second race we did with like a last second just tucking, going as fast as I can, right, pulling past the guy. It was awesome.
I'm gonna say that sounds dangerous.
One group like fell as soon as we started, and they were like, oh.
Alrighty, so yeah, thank you all for joining us for another episode. We're gonna start off with Cam's topic this week. I don't really know where you're going with this one, Cam. You said you wanted to talk about the things happening at the trap house currently.
Yeah, so as the person with the most clout in my household, I feel like I have the right to talk about this. What's so funny, Frank?
Oh, why do you think that you have the most clout?
Because week 6, some people try and kill it, but I flexed my clout, and now it's going to happen. But the weather does have more clout than I do, so if it becomes a little too dangerous, people come down, we can always just postpone, but we'll talk about that when it comes to it.
Uh-huh.
Everyone, be on the lookout. A true underdog story, Claude's week 6. Yeah, so there's just been some interesting developments going on in my house, and I'd like to paint everyone a picture. It's what day was this? It was probably Tuesday, and I come home from my classes because my classes go from 10 to 6 straight that day, and I just look around, and you have Justin and Logan probably just hanging out in the living area playing Crusader Kings 2, as they do nowadays. And I look at our magnetic bar where all the knives are. You know the bar, Frank,
yes,
right?
Yes, of course.
And there were 2 knives on it when normally it's littered with them. And so apparently, this is what happened. Recently, JP's sharpened all the knives to like make them pristine.
Uh-huh.
And he added a sign on our dishwasher that said, "Do not wash or put in the dishwasher sharp knives." Which makes sense. It's fair. But, sometimes it happens because we're generally lazy at this household. That's surprising, I know. So the other day, we also have plastic plates that are not supposed to be microwaved. So JP also put up a sign that said, "Do not microwave plastic plates." The other day, just because Logan was bored, as he normally is, he crossed off the "do not" on the microwave plastic plate sign, so it says microwave plastic plates, and crossed off the "do not" with the knives in the dishwasher sign. And as he did the dishes, he left 2 knives in the dishwasher. Didn't run it, but left them clear to be seen. And I got home from class that day, and all of the knives that weren't Greg's were taken, and now we cannot use them, apparently. They are stuck in JP's room, waiting to be rescued.
So one bad egg ruined everything.
Yeah, and we had 2 blocks, like the wooden blocks of knives that you put them in. 2 of them are now gone as well. It's chaos. Man.
So Logan just thought he was being funny and just was like, "I'll do this," and then JP didn't find it funny?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And even we have our like large knife pizza cutter thing that is, you just press down on the pizza and it cuts it in half,
Yeah.
And that is gone as well. And I have made my frozen pizzas twice since this has happened, and I had to use a crappy little knife and just cut it like that. My life is turned to chaos due to the lack of knives.
Well, that's highly unfortunate, Cam. Do you think this is a problem that's going to be resolved in the near future, or do you think that you only have so much more time in that house together that the knives are going to be off limits for a while?
Well, me and Justin are just kind of sitting back and watching this, just being like, I'm glad we're not gonna have to handle this any longer. But I mean, Logan, JP, and Greg are considering still living together next year because they still have college. So I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. How do you think I should proceed, Frankie?
I think you being the third party is the best way to go here. Taking a side in an argument involving knives, never a good idea, in my opinion. But yeah, this is not exactly where I don't know where I thought you were going when you said you wanted to talk about the stuff happening at the trap house, but I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, neither was I. I'm gonna be honest.
Um, I don't know what to say. Is this like actual JP and Logan actually beefing right now, or is JP just like making a statement? Do we know?
I'm pretty sure we're all fine. Like JP's been around downstairs, Logan's been like everyone's cordial and all that. No one's like actually mad at each other, but my knives, man, I need them sometimes.
What do you need them just for your pizza? What do you need them so badly for?
Well, also I made spicy sausage the other day and I had to cut it with a butter knife. God.
But there are two knives on the magnet board still. Can't use those.
Yeah, but they're Greg knives. Oh my god. He doesn't sharpen them or take care of them. They go in the dishwasher. This is chaos, man.
It's highly unfortunate. What a dilemma. First world problems in the trap house. Politics and everything.
I mean, but at least, we don't have dishes just piled up for weeks on end. Cough, Brendan, and other things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite gotten there, but yesterday our sink was very full of things. But Logan did the dishes, and I've actually been really lazy about this kind of thing. But also, I've had like nonstop school this whole week. It's been ridiculous. And like this is what I'm doing in my downtime is reporting on a podcast, and then I just got back from a meeting, and I'm gonna go to a meeting right after it. Dude. And I studied for a midterm this morning, but I'll try and do my part more. Roommates, if you ever listen to this, I promise.
Alrighty. Do you want to move on now?
No, I have. There's more things to talk about.
There's more. Oh my god.
Yeah. Next, Frankie, have you heard of chill wave music?
It's a variant of vaporwave.
It is a variant of vaporwave, as is dream wave and dream pop. Those are also. So this has taken over my household. Just like I said, Logan and Justin downstairs playing Crusader Kings, maybe doing homework sometimes, and it's just the TV will be casting with Motor City or Car Drive or something, just YouTube song that's 40 minutes long of just vaporwave. And the other day I was just downstairs working on homework, whatever, and I was getting grilled on if I will ever become a chillwave fan. So are you a chillwave fan, Frankie?
I like vaporwave. I'm not familiar enough with chillwave. What are the major differences?
Well, chillwave is more chill, as you would guess. Vaporwave can have a bit more bang to it, be more fun.
I mean, in concept, it sounds nice. It sounds like something to, yeah. I mean, it sounds like something to do to like play a video game to, or do homework to, or run to, or something like that.
And my answer was always, it's not bad, but like I don't like it enough to call myself a fan of it, Because it's just kind of it's background music. It's not something that I'd listen to.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, and so the other day, Kaylee also got the same treatment when she was here. So, it's taken over my life. And finally, one last thing going on to give everyone the update of the trap house so everyone's caught up if we come down on week 6. As long as weather is good, we're doing it. Justin. We're going to all live vicariously through him a little bit. He had a Tinder match with the girl that is the lead lab person for one of our teachers. So she's probably just a little bit older than us and like tangentially like in the same area. And dude, so this girl, her first picture on Tinder is very clearly should I be PG, Frankie? If your sisters are listening, are we fine?
No, I told that I asked them specifically to not listen, and they said they haven't been. So
All right,
Go wild.
In the first picture, she's very clearly not wearing a bra and flaunting it.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I brought that up when Justin was showing me pictures, asking what I thought, and then as soon as I said that, Greg and Logan just crawl on over and want to look at the pictures too. You know what I mean? And
I like you describe it as crawl on over.
Yeah, I mean, Greg never truly gets up from the couch. And then in her bio, it's something about cuffing season or whatever.
Mm.
So this was all last night, and I come down this morning, and Justin's like, "Do you want to see what progress happened?" I was like, "Okay." And so he has skiing in his bio, and she messaged him a while back about how she just bums rides for skiing with some people she knows, and then he didn't respond for a couple days. And so last night he responded saying, maybe I should hitch a ride off you. And she said, "I feel used, but I don't mind being used, if you know what I mean."
Okay.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Well, maybe we can discuss using you at Claude's this weekend." And she said, "I'm not going to say no."
That's my dog. That's my dog. Let's go, J Moss.
Yeah. And she's pretty attractive. Dang. Know what I'm saying? So Justin is going to attempt to do that tonight or tomorrow night. I'm excited to see where it goes. Just so we all know what's going on with him.
I think we should all give him pep talks in Wu-Tang prior to that.
Yeah. I mean, the other weekend, I think it might have been last weekend, they all went to Impulse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Justin, after 3 shots or a little bit more than that, was just walking home puking in bushes and stuff. He has no idea why. He thinks it might have been a mix of the doba and the shots or whatever he had beforehand. So now this is probably his first time drinking since then. So we gotta hope his tolerance has gone up, man.
You could do a trial run the day before if you really needed to. But well, yeah. Good luck, Justin. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the update on Corvallis.
All right. Well, that was certainly a lot. Usually when I ask, what's going on, the answer is, the same old, same old. Now it's just 3 new things in 1 week.
Yeah. I mean, from a knife fight to some hookup action possibly going down. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, so some new music choices, and yeah, it's a full week right there.
Also, finally, Logan insulted My Chemical Romance, and I'll never forgive him.
Well, I mean, Logan and I have spoken about this briefly, but Welcome to the Black Parade is an absolute classic of an album, and if you think otherwise, you're wrong. I can't say much about the rest of this discography, but Welcome to the Black Parade is an absolute classic album. There isn't a single weak track on that album, and I will defend that.
Yes. Logan can come on the pod if he disagrees, and we will berate him.
Yeah. Alrighty, if you guys can remember 2 weeks ago, we went over a bunch of different prop bets for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl happened this last week. The result, unfortunate. The game, very boring. But the bets were fun. So, and Cam has a spreadsheet of all the bets that we took. So let's run through them all as we see who was the more intelligent or lucky or something, with a more foreseeing better.
Okay. So I'm not going to go through everything because, we kind of talked about it. If you're curious what happened the other day, you can always go back to that pod and listen. So some big swings that happened in this game. The biggest, which was the only one with a multiplier that I think either of us actually got, was the MVP. There was a 3 times multiplier on the other. And Julian Edelman came up clutch for both the Pats and me in this game. Frank, you did excellent with the color of the dumped liquid, calling blue. That was impressive on your part.
No, I didn't. I didn't call blue.
You called yellow?
I called yellow.
I thought you said blue because you really like blue.
No, I really like yellow.
Oh, well, that's less impressive then. I'm sorry. And And sweet victory really blue balled me. I was upset during the game, and I'm upset still.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Maroon 5, no one likes your music anyway. Just come on. And then the Rams sucking really pulled you down there, man, without saying who scored the first TD. Rams not even scoring a TD.
Yeah.
And then not having a long touchdown, which the Rams might have gotten over 40 yards with some of Brandon Cooks' attempted touchdowns, but I'm not sure how long they actually were. But the final scores, the highest possible score you could get is 29 if you were correct on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the winner got 17 out of 29 for a percentage of 58%.
Okay.
The loser got 15 for 51.7%.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, it was real close. But it was closer before you realized that you were different on the color of the liquid, because I won with 16 or 17.
Oh, so it didn't end up mattering, but
Yeah, no. But yeah, so both of us, if you would have gotten payouts based on just getting these right or wrong, could have made money during this game.
oh, there we go.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I will say, like, with the MVP one, like, I guess maybe I just got caught up a bit too much in the narrative. I felt like if the Patriots won, there's no way they don't give it to Brady. But then Brady just, like, didn't play particularly well, like, for the entire game. But even then, I was like, I mean, it's the guy's, like, it's their 6th Super Bowl. They have to give him the MVP. But it was like, very obvious that it had to be Edelman. So I don't regret that bet too much, but I don't know. Maybe if I thought about it more. And then the rest are... You know, I bet with my heart wanting the Rams to do well, and it just didn't go through. But yeah, can't be mad.
Yeah, I mean, you made a good call also with saying Edelman would have the most receiving yards. That was real smart.
Yeah, I figured like he's just like such the possession I just like the possession receiver for Tom Brady. Just like I'm gonna bet on that guy.
Yeah, unfortunate though the game, right?
Yeah, it was. A lot of people complained about being boring. I also did find it boring, but I was okay because I was also just watching Genesis 6 on my phone, like for all the commercials, and like when it was boring. I still watched every play, but like I was definitely like in between plays. I was just looking down at my lap, so that kept me entertained for a while. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like kind of the narratives of the whole season was just kind of like it was like a season of offense. And then that flipped in like week 12 all of a sudden with like the emergence of like the Ravens, and the way they're playing all of a sudden like doing really well in the AFC, and then it just got flipped again in the playoffs, and then right back to where we were. Tom Brady played, 3 of his worst playoff games of his career, in this playoffs, and still won Super Bowl, which is crazy. I think in the championship games he threw for 1 touchdown and like 3 interceptions, I'm pretty sure. So not great, but I mean you got to give it up to them. It's amazing what they've done there, and the Rams will be back, and once Jared Goff finds some kind of confidence, because that boy, did you see him when they were doing the national anthem? Like his hands were shaking, like just during the national anthem. Like that kid had no chill, and you can't blame him. Like he's only a couple of years older than us, and he's playing against like Bill Belichick. you know, it's that's wild. But yeah, I don't know. I think my biggest question mark from the game is still, and probably it's gonna be a big question mark throughout the offseason when we talk about fantasy football, is what in the world is happening with Todd Gurley? Maybe he was injured and they just like are denying it really hard because of like didn't want to put him on the injury report, or like it's also been suggested the bigger issue at large could be that his earlier injury just took away all of his confidence, which is like a bigger issue going forward than just a torn ligament or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really interested to see how that plays out for Devin. Right, Devin has Todd Gurley next season. So yeah, I don't know. What were some of your takeaways?
The biggest thing I noticed. So both Karsh and JP were watching the game downstairs with us, right? Big Pats fans. It was nice to see Karsh again, He's a rare treat, but good in small doses, as they say. Anyways, they were pleased that the Pats won, I guess. And it's just infuriating to see that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just like, I would watch Kaylee's Snapchat stories of, like, all the people she knew from Philly last season when the Eagles won.
Yeah.
And they were just going wild about it. Like, everyone was just crying, and, like, even people that didn't even care, like Kaylee, who doesn't really care about football, was just super happy to see that the team from there won, right?
Yeah.
And then these two Pats fans just like, oh, here's another one. Just throw it in the bucket, you know?
Yeah.
God.
It's like, it reminds me of two things. I remember this guy, Ken Knapsack, who does stuff on YouTube with Collider and the Schmoes Know. He was a big Yankees fan, and so he watched them when he was younger win like 4 World Series in a row. And he's like,
Jesus.
when I watched the first one they won, I cried. When I watched the second one they won, I cried. I watched the third time, I was real happy. The fourth time, I was like, man, I'm tired of getting hated on. And yeah, that also reminds me of Casey Neistat, a very, very popular YouTuber right now. He did a video. One of his like best childhood friends is a big Pats fan. He's from Boston, and he had been to 2 Super Bowls for the Patriots. One where they lost to the Giants and one where they lost to the Eagles. So third time was the charm, and watching him cry and be super happy about it, like, you know, even though they've won so many, like, just to be there, that's pretty special. But yeah, that's annoying. But like, it's also, even if the Rams won, it's like people in St. Louis aren't celebrating and nobody in LA cares about that team. So it's like
just another reason that this was the worst possible Super Bowl outcome. Okay.
Yeah.
Good season though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun season, but the season is over. We are in the prolonged bye week, I guess the extended bye week. Right after the game ended, my little sister Jennifer so football's over, right? Like, for like a while, and I'm like, well, the draft's just right around the corner, and she just rolled her eyes. So off season of so far with the Steelers. This being the most drama-filled team possible, already turmoil.
My goodness.
I'm ready to donate my Antonio Brown jersey.
You saw the report that he was, I don't know if he was being arrested or whatever for the domestic abuse thingy.
Was there something new?
Violence?
Was there something new today?
No, it was like last week. It was something that happened in January that wasn't a big deal, but it's just like something else had to come out, and it was wild.
Well, from the most recent report I read, it said that he pushed down his significant other in the middle of a fight, which to me, that's a big deal. I get that. I get that it's not, you know, knocking somebody out in an elevator and dragging her out.
Yeah.
Or like fighting 3 people at once if you're Kareem Hunt. But to me, that's still a big deal. He has a history of lashing out, like with a year ago, with throwing furniture off of like a 2-story hotel room and then almost hitting another family. Yeah, so like I said, I'm about ready to donate my Antonio Brown jersey, to be completely honest.
Are the only jerseys you have Bell and Brown?
I do not have Bell. I do not have Bell.
Oh, okay.
The only jerseys I own right now. So I have an old school Ben jersey from when I was a kid, way before any of that. That it's like Super Bowl Ben, like Super Bowl 40 Ben. When they won in Detroit against the Seahawks. Bang, bang, to all you. But, and I was from the same time period, I have an old Troy Polamalu jersey. That's like very old now. And I got the AB, I got Sidney Crosby, I got Dirk. But my younger sister, April, started working at Lids, the hat store at the Washington Square. And they sell jerseys online, and she gets a 40% discount online. So she says that she's gonna hook me up with a Juju Smith-Schuster jersey in the near future. And if this one goes wrong as well, I'm done buying jerseys for the rest of my life. If
the Steelers ruin Juju, that would be awful. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I'm actually super excited for that. But so the offseason's a mess. Most recent reports saying the Steelers are going to use a transition tag on Bell. Makes sense. There's no way they bring him back, and you know, facilitating the trade makes the most amount of sense. I don't know. Steelers have a lot of issues internally and on the field as well. Somehow their defense just decided to become competent about halfway through the season. It's right around when they played the Pats. They played their best defensive game of the season.
When Frankie was freaking out about Thanos, the snap.
Yeah, Joe Hayden. Yeah, you know what's interesting? I saw some people debating on like football forums this week. It's like or just, maybe people are probably just trolling, but it was like, could the 2018-2019 Pats beat the 78 Steelers? You know, Steel Curtain. And I was like, the 2018 Steelers beat the 2018 Patriots. What are y'all talking about? What are you talking about? That team had Terry Bradshaw. This guy, we have Ben. Are you kidding me? Anyways. But yeah, Steelers have a lot of issues. Still struggling with a dime linebacker. Have been having it. You know, inside linebacker is generally seen as like one of the most replaceable positions, like of the like offense and defense next to running back, at least right now. But you know, we're still feeling the loss of Shazier, who may, you know, he could come back in like 2 or 3 years, but like we can't be waiting 2 or 3 years for him to come back still. And we're losing our offensive line coach. We guess we already lost our offensive line coach, and we might lose 2 of our offensive line players.
Dang.
And that was like our staple. Was like our this season was like we had, you know, by most accounts, Steelers had the best offensive and defensive line like combined. Yeah, they had maybe the best offensive line, top 3 for sure. Best pass protection by far. Run was good, but not like spectacular. Still probably top 5. And then the defensive line was definitely in the top probably 8 or so. So and like most teams can't do both of that. Apparently the Patriots can, but
the Rams can, but not in the Super Bowl.
No, the Rams. That might have been the most underrated story of the entire game. That offensive line was embarrassed the entire day. Awful. It was atrocious. Like, yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, we have offensive line issues. We still have We've had cornerback issues for approximately a decade now. Joe Hayden being really the only positive step in that ever since Ike Taylor retired. And Ike Taylor wasn't even good his last like 3 years. But Steelers legend, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Can't be mad at him. I love Ike T. Yeah, we had safety issues too. Edmonds was good in his first year. I really hope he can develop more in this next year, but he definitely did fine. Ben is still aging. He probably has another. I mean, I remember like a year ago or 2. I remember like 3 years ago. Every year it's like, oh yeah, there's definitely Ben's last year. Man, we gotta be looking for developing new talent. And you know, Joshua Dobbs. I mean, from what he did play, he looked fine. You know, he doesn't look like the next Patrick Mahomes, or doesn't even look like Taysom Hill, really. I mean, Taysom Hill has a good arm. Yeah. But I mean, Joshua Dobbs does have. From what I saw, like in limited, he seemed to have pretty good vision for the most part. I guess our running backs are more shored up and they're fine. But yeah, those are like the big issues. I'm looking at the Steelers. Offensive line coach, that's a huge loss though. Yeah, so hopefully in the draft, like they continue to just look for defensive pieces, because it's not like Dwayne Haskins is dropping to us or anything, or Kyler Murray, or anything like that. But yeah. So you said you wanted to. What are you thinking of some of the offseason struggles or things that need to change for the Lions there?
All right. So we're picking 8 in the draft, right? And that's definitely high enough to get a very high quality player. And right now, everyone wants us to take Greedy Williams, who is the cornerback from, you might know it, but I don't know, probably like LSU or something.
That sounds right, but I can't.
Yeah, and I don't know. Everyone says that he's trash, and it's annoying. And what I want us to do is take a wide receiver, DK Metcalf, and then just have 3 wide receiver sets with Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay, and a top 8 pick DK Metcalf, and then just destroy the league through the air. That sounds like so much fun, but it's never gonna happen. So we'll probably just take a pass rusher, which will be fine. It'll be interesting. Or there's supposed to be a really good tight end, because you know Lions never have good tight ends. Eric Ebron's trash. Don't tell me about anything else he's doing right now, because he's trash. Yeah, I don't know. Kerryon Johnson will come back, and then everything will be fine. We're going to win the Super Bowl this year, Frankie, I swear.
Yeah, I honestly just forgot about the Steelers. Antonio Brown.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we didn't talk about like the repercussions of it. You know who someone I really want on the Steelers is Marquise Brown, his cousin. Marquise Brown is so good. He was Baker's main target in Oklahoma for his Heisman year. He had his coming out game against Oklahoma State, I believe, where he had like 3 touchdowns and 200 yards. And people were like, who is this guy? And they got the nickname Hollywood Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's an absolute stud. And I wouldn't be too upset about that because, like, Ryan Switzer is, like, fine for what he is. He's just and he's fast, but he's just very undersized. And he's good as a return man. But a compliment to Juju because James Washington looks fine, but he's no Marquise Brown and he's no Antonio Brown. So,
do you expect Antonio Brown to be on the Steelers next year? Like, if you had to put money on it right now, what would you do?
If before this new stuff came out, I would have said yes. Now, if I had to put money on it, I would say, oh man, I would say probably not. And I think he probably ends up somewhere like San Francisco.
That's where he's always posting his things about wanting to go, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's a long offseason, and there is, like, there is a way that it ends up all working out. But I don't see the Steelers winning Super Bowl this next year. And I think Antonio Brown wants to win Super Bowl. And I think he thinks that Mike Shanahan and Jimmy G, George Kittle, and when they get back the running back, what's his name? The one who was injured preseason.
Yeah, the one that the giant controversy in our league happened about.
It's like McKissick, isn't it? That's his name.
No, McKissick is on the Seahawks.
What's his name? McKinnon? Is that his name?
Yeah, Jerick McKinnon.
McKinnon. Yeah, yeah. Get McKinnon back. I don't know if they're doing that with that defense, but let's figure out that
Did you ever
later.
notice that McKinnon sounds like Mickinnon?
I had a blog post 2 years ago where I made that pun. So.
No one reads the blog, Frankie.
But yeah, it's one other thing I want to talk about, just in terms of the draft in general, is Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray won the Heisman this year. And he's a very good running back. Oh, no, sorry, very good quarterback. Out of Oklahoma, played behind Baker Mayfield, learned behind him, and he's also a very good baseball player. And so he had the option basically to go into either draft. And I don't totally understand why he didn't go baseball. And I get that he has more potential to be more of a star in a football role, but he already had like a deal lined up basically. I mean, baseball's kind of complicated with their development league stuff, but he basically had a deal lined up with the Oakland A's. And it's just like, I just feel like, I just feel like he'll be playing pitcher, and so their careers aren't necessarily as long as a lot of like other players, but it could be. And just with like all the stuff that we know about like CTE and just like the way like an injury can just completely ruin your seasons and can completely ruin your career, it's just way more likely to get injured. I get that I get that it just comes down to he loves football more, but I just feel like if I was in his position, I would go baseball. I love football. I don't even like baseball that much, but if I was in his position, I feel like it just makes the most amount of sense. But I mean, the guy's gonna do what he's gonna do. I don't know.
Why would you rather do baseball? Just because like you don't want to get injured?
It's just like if you love both sports, like you're gonna have a longer career. You probably might end up getting paid more overall playing baseball, maybe, and you're not gonna have long-lasting chance of like long-lasting like brain injuries and way less chance of just injuring like your legs or your arms from getting tackled.
Yeah, but I mean the way I see it is, football is just all around better, right? And this is the only life you're gonna live. So like if you're gonna play a professional sport, might as well play the one that's more enjoyable, because like I feel like the money will be comparable. Like at that point you're gonna have enough money to where you're set for life. It doesn't really matter. And then like it just, I feel like there's more glory to football, right?
Yeah, because it's more the mainstream now. It's just like, to me, it's just like, because they seem to have been really like, he spent a long time not answering questions about if he was gonna declare, And so to me, like it just seemed like it's like comparable to him of like which one he likes more. But obviously, I don't know the kid. But yeah, like I said, like I would love to play football way more than I'd like to play baseball. But if you liked them both like around the same, I just feel like the smart decision is to do baseball. But I don't know, man. It's I definitely applaud him for chasing the crazy dream of football, though.
Is it official that he's doing football? Because I thought it was still like kind of up in the air.
uh, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's going. I guess he could theoretically just go to the combine and then just like still just do baseball. But it just I don't know. It seems like everything's leading to him. Being a major part of this upcoming draft.
That's fair. What he could do is just like do one term or like one contract in football and be like, all right, psych, going baseball. That'd be wild.
Yeah, I guess theoretically he could just after his like 4-year rookie contract.
Win a Super Bowl and his rookie contract. And
not pick up the 5th-year option. Just go to play baseball. Yeah.
We've cracked the code.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening to another episode of the One by Cam Offseason Podcast. I've been Frankie.
And I'm Cam.
And we will catch you all next week. See ya.
Catch you at Claude's week 6. Let's
Maybe.
go. Hopefully.